that one on there, really to say thanks to all of our elders. The elders that carry that knowledge, the elders that pass that knowledge and information down to our parents.
I am a resident here. I grew up in a town called Rainbow. I helped plant all these gardens.
You helped plant all these? So hi friends, welcome to Sunflower Hill. I'm Tina, I'm a single mum homesteading in southwest Victoria, and today something a little bit different. We've come into our local town, Heywood, and we're seeing what Heywood Rural Health are doing to include the Indigenous community and the aged care residents in creating a beautiful Indigenous food garden here. So this is a real treat, and we've got some lovely people from Heywood Rural Health. Lauren here is going to show us around, and we're going to look at the gardens, and we're going to have a look at what the meaning of these beautiful sculptures behind us is. So enjoy the journey, and thank you for joining us.
Actually, I'll pull the weeds out in this one. I'm Rhonda Altman.
And you're a resident here?
I am a resident here. I grew up in a town called Rainbow, on a farm, the oldest of three girls.
Yep.
So I was Dad's boy.
Yes. And how long have you been living here?
Probably nearly 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm only holidaying.
Of course, absolutely.
I'm having a holiday here.
That sounds right.
Yes, I don't have to make a bed. I don't have to cook.
That sounds lovely.
And you can play up.
Yeah.
As long as you don't get caught.
Well,
Yes.
that's like life,
Yes.
isn't it?
That's exactly right.
So you'd be pretty happy to have some gardens and
I helped
trees
plant
and-
all these gardens.
you helped plant all
Yes.
these. So when did you do that?
Oh, come on. She's old and ancient. She doesn't remember
can't
when.
remember.
You'll have to find
Roughly.
out from the guys that helped.
Sure. Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, I've just pulled some weeds out for them.
Excellent.
I hope they're pleased about that.
I'm sure they will be.
I think that one, oh yes, that one's gone.
So do you spend time out here most days?
Sometimes I do, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love gardening.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, and I hate weeds.
Yeah.
So they don't come up.
So you massive.
That's exactly what I've done there now. And there's one over there that's annoying heck out of me.
I'll go get it.
Yeah, I'll go get it. Look at it, it's a cheeky little devil.
Needs to go.
And I've got the weeds and the roots and all.
Excellent.
Yep. You've got me going now, I'm on the weeds.
It's moorish, isn't it?
No, it's got to be done.
It does.
Now, I'm glad I haven't got painted fingernails today.
It's the moonflower. It's
Moonflower?
beautiful. No, just buy it. It's beautiful. And the other one I like is
Different.
it's delicious. So this is the native leek. You can cook with this one. It's like a sort of like a spring onion. It's quite delicious. It's got a hard taste, but it's like a spring onion, but it's just a little bit different, isn't it?
It hasn't got that, like a hollow spring onion.
No.
But, oh, it's got a bite when you...
It's got a bite. Nice, it's delicious.
Ah.
Lee will talk about what our scope was in terms of what we were allowed to purchase for the garden. So it was very specific in terms of the plants and that they needed to be Indigenous plants. And so Lee was responsible for writing up the submission and getting approval of the funds to do the garden.
I don't remember seeing him out here digging over.
Well, he was very good at supervising. So that was his job. But the other thing that I've just to bring, he's laughing. The other thing to say is that all of the plants are non-toxic. So if a resident came out and you know, picked a leaf and ate it, that'd be fine. So that's quite a strong mint one. I think that's the river mint. You cook with that, it's delicious. It's quite strong.
It's lovely to have that as a border at your back door that you brush against.
Yep.
Yes.
And
I'm in care now, so I don't have a backyard.
oh well, this is your backyard now. This is your job. Yeah, so all of the plants we've planted are all edible plants. And then the idea was, Lee, wasn't it, that the residents could come out here and pick some of these plants, and they could even have like little fun stalls where they could sort of maybe on-sell some of the native ingredients locally. That was kind of a long-term type vision.
And they're not toxic, they're all...
No, they're all eatable. Yeah.
Yeah, and to be able to use it even in the lifestyle program to cook with
Yes.
cook with the produce within the home.
Yeah. So the other two that we've planted there are larger. They're larger plants. So we wanted to keep the plants in this garden sort of fairly low height plants. So we've got the lemon myrtle over here, and we've got the native guava tree. So these are going to grow quite a bit larger. So we've popped them in their own spaces. Yep. Eventually, we'll probably include here as well, where we'll do some more planting. But just for the time being, we just wanted to get started and capture the rain, the April-May rain, which we didn't get a lot of, but now we have, so that's good. So these boxes were all built by our maintenance staff as well. They did a fantastic job. And there's an amazing under the soil, there's a water system, so it waters the roots. But Lee knows about that more. You can see one of the taps here on the side of the little planter box.
So it's semi-hydroponic system?
Yes, yeah.
Great. Awesome.
And the other thing that we've got is we've got some nice outdoor cushions and stuff like that, but we haven't got them out for winter, but we will have them out for summer.
Yep.
And it's lovely out here, Gary, isn't it, in the summer? It's beautiful.
Right. Yeah, I'm Lee Beddoes. I'm the Support Services Manager here, Heywood Rural Health. I manage the maintenance, the food services, and anything else in between.
Great. And you organised all the back end stuff of this
Yep,
project?
pretty much. Yeah, I applied for the grant on behalf of Heywood Rural Health, and yeah, was successful in this. And this is phase 1, so I'm looking forward to phase 2 and 3.
Brilliant. Thank
Yep.
you.
Yeah. Awesome. Just, coming along well, aren't they, Gary?
Yeah.
Really well, yeah. And the river mint's really growing. Have you tried this?
Right.
Rub your fingers between the mint
Yeah.
and smell that.
What is it?
Oh, it's a native river mint. So very similar to the common mint. But yeah, can you imagine putting that in some of our lamb
Yeah.
for dinner?
Nice. Yeah.
It'd be good, wouldn't it? Have another rub.
The native, is it?
Yeah, native, yeah. It's pretty good. You imagine that when it's nice and bushy?
Yeah.
Yep. You enjoying the garden?
Love it. Yeah.
It's a great spot to come out, isn't it?
That's right, yeah.
Certainly a lot better than it was before.
Again,
Yep, say that again, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, so the whole idea was to try and create a kitchen garden to bring everyday life skills to the nursing home and incorporate that into their daily living. So things like gardening we take for granted at home, but residential aged care, it's not always accessible. But this was really about making it accessible, achievable, and everything here is edible, and we're going to incorporate that into the lifestyle program, either through us using it for their menu or using it themselves in the daily menu.
Great. And the residents also obviously benefit from being outside. And
Absolutely. Yep. You know, and seating area as well makes it a sort of place that accessible family or friends are visiting or socialising, sit in the sun on a nice day.
Absolutely.
And then so we took the real local vibe as well and tried to make it as native as possible. In this particular, a sensory herb garden was the scope, but a native herb garden it became.
Excellent. So can you tell me about collaborating with the local Indigenous co-op?
Yeah, so we spoke to a few of the guys from Winda Mara, Andy Janis and Ben Lovett. Ben Church, sorry. Yep. Yeah. And they came down and advised on things that would grow, certainly here as well. And then we purchased them locally, not too far up the road. And then, the launch of the garden, Ben Church came down and did a great smoking ceremony and explained about the need and the growth and the youth. And it was fantastic.
Fantastic. And I've heard there's a blackwood sculpture with handprints. Can you tell me a bit about that?
There is, yeah. I guess Laura Newman was the driver of that. She could explain a little bit more, but we certainly got a lot of people involved in that project. Yeah, that was good.
That's great. And can you tell me a bit about construction of the beds and the gardens and planning how you made it accessible?
Yeah, so we set out first of all with the staff, what do we want to try and achieve, and then we involved the residents. We asked them, got a good working party together, and then I found these fantastic, these raised garden beds with built-in benches from a company in Melbourne. So we kept it local using Australian cypress as well. And they were fairly easy to construct, and the accessibility was small concrete works within the ground and the scope, so we were just able to make this an accessible path for everybody to get to. We did purchase a lot of other gardening materials so that watering or using the hose pipe can be more accessible, extended reach poles and things like that, but we'll be bringing them out in the summer.
Okay, brilliant. And can you tell me a bit about the semi-hydro aspects of these? They're watered from underneath? Yeah,
absolutely. So the waterless system, I can't remember what was the name? Oh, they had some fancy name about it. But so there's about 300 mil of scoria in the bottom, and so the water sits at the bottom, and the idea is it evaporates and rises. So we only really have to water through the holes here that are created to the bottom. We can't flood the garden, we can't overflood it, and it's got an overflow as well.
It's got an overflow. That's especially important for native plants, I guess. They don't want to sit in water, do they?
Yeah, they don't want to be waterlogged. The Wicking system. Wicking system.
Yeah.
So
that was included with the beds, wasn't it?
That was all part of it.
Okay,
Yep.
great.
I'm just really looking forward to this garden growing, prospering, and more good times with the residents. Hey, Gary.
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely. Yep.
And thank you, Gary.
Yeah. Well, we also put a worm farm in as well. So that
excellent.
we haven't got the worms yet, but the idea is then that.
I thought this was to put all your secateurs and that in.
Yeah.
It's actually a worm
So once you pick all your weeds, Rhonda. Let's just here. Once you pick all your weeds, we put all the scraps in here, and the worms will eat them.
Yeah.
All right. So we can
We
see.
used to have an old bucket for that.
Yep.
With no backside in it.
So we just throw it straight in, and we'll forget about that, and we'll turn that into some great nutrients. Yeah.
So does that leach straight through into the gardens, or do you then?
Yep, that's the idea.
It does.
Yeah. So, and it'd be odor free as well. Yeah. So it's sort of good.
So it's got a deodorant in it.
That's exactly right. Yep. So how about the native leaves, the leeks we were talking about? A little bit like a spring onion.
Yeah.
Can you imagine some cheese and onion scones? That'd be
You
good, wouldn't
baking
it?
them, are you?
Yeah, we can cut them up, or you can cut them up. But yeah, have a look at that. See what you think. A bit like a spring onion.
It's, yeah, a little bit there.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
It's
good.
not
isn't
a
it?
real strong one.
No, there's
No.
yeah. But yeah, you can see
Yeah.
the potential there is fantastic, isn't it?
Mm.
Yep. And we can put this straight into the worm farm.
Yeah. I just
Yep.
hit a big beat that sort of said, ooh.
Yeah. Yep. And how about the spinach? So we got this spinach here. You can imagine cutting some of this up and putting it in a salad.
I'm not Popeye.
You're not Popeye?
No.
Nah, you're not. But just have a little try of the native spinach. Really see the water in that?
Mm.
Almost like a snow pea.
Mm.
Yep.
Isn't it?
Almost like a snow pea.
The water in that
It's
is like
fantastic.
nearly a teaspoonful.
Fantastic flavour, isn't it?
Mm.
Imagine a little bit of that we incorporated into your lunch.
Yeah.
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
I don't know what you put with chicken.
Bit of chicken,
Bit of chicken.
spinach and chicken.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's the warrigal greens, the native spinach.
yeah. Bit of chicken, and we put a little bit of the thyme. We got the native thyme over here as well.
You might have time to do that.
No.
My hand over it.
Yeah, it's beautiful, the smell, isn't it? The ribbon.
Yeah.
These are the little salt bushes just here. That's a small sort of a dwarf
Yeah.
salt bush, and then that's a larger salt bush up
I
there.
used to live in the Mallee, so I know what that is.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah, the salt bushes.
And does it remind you of your garden at home?
Yes and no.
Yep.
I mean, we had fruit trees, and Mum did bottled fruit or jam or whatever.
Yep. Did you know we planted a couple of fruit trees? We've got a native guava, and then we've got a lemon myrtle as well.
Oh.
They'll be
lemon
good.
myrtles,
It'll take a few
yeah.
years for them to grow, but yeah.
I'll hang around and wait.
Oh well, we look forward to using the produce together.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rhonda.
That's fine.
Thanks so much, Rhonda. I really appreciate it.
A little bit. When Ben and Auntie Janice came out, we had a bit of an idea of having something really special and unique in terms of a sculpture. We had a theme around hearts and hands and working together with our local Indigenous people. So Ben, we had an idea of what sort of wood we wanted to have. I'd sort of said, oh, do we do red gum slabs? Ben had said, well, actually, the native wood for our region is blackwood. So we had to go about sourcing some blackwood slabs, which are these two beautiful slabs here. So they came as just raw slabs.
Yep.
And what we did was we asked the staff, we asked our community representatives, and we asked our partners at Winda Mara to come and do some handprints on the slabs. So we've got lots of handprints that have been put on there in terms of hearts and hands. Some of the smaller ones were some of the grandchildren from the Indigenous community. So you'll see little handprints there as well. I love the slabs because they were just so raw, and the actual wood was just beautiful when we first got it. So our maintenance team have been fantastic. Like, we've just got the best support through maintenance. And they, after the handprints were all on, they actually then took them away to their shed and coated them and applied resin so that they would, you know, last in the weather of Heywood. And then underneath, we've just got some grasses that we've planted. They haven't actually sort of taken up yet, but they'll actually sort of look very nice around the actual base of the blackwood. And then what we will have in the middle, we'll just have a plaque as well with the hearts and hands theme.
Yep. So can you tell me a bit more about the hearts and hands theme?
It was around, we had sort of a working together. The hearts were sort of sharing that compassion around some of our values in our organisation. So the care, responsiveness, compassion, respect, the values that we work under. So we wanted to actually incorporate that as a partnership or a collaboration.
Yeah.
So that will come up as a little plaque. One of the other really nice trees that we've planted in between, and I don't know where the little tag is off this one, but I've got it written somewhere. It's quite delicious to eat as well. When I went shopping for the trees, I actually went with a very knowledgeable man from Gunidja Marine in Warrnambool, and he walked me through some of the plants and really made sure that we were careful with not having anything that was toxic in the garden.
Great. Yeah.
So I love these. I think these are really the kind of the most unique part of the garden of the slabs. Then we had to figure out how to put them up without them falling over. So Lee and the maintenance guys got together again and worked out how we could keep them upright and safe. So that's all been done by our maintenance staff. And the other thing that we have here is just a very simple smoking bowl, like a cast iron smoking bowl, which is what we had when we had the opening ceremony. We had Ben talk us through the leaves that he was burning and the meaning behind them. And we all walked through there and we all had a bit of a cleansing ceremony through there, and it was really lovely on the day. And then Lee prepared a great big breakfast in the main room, and we had lovely food for breakfast. We had sort of an Indigenous theme in through the food. And yeah, we had a lot of people from Winda Mara come and enjoy that. So it was wonderful. Yeah. And that was really our big, we tried to time the opening around Reconciliation Week because our partners at Winda Mara said that we do a lot for NAIDOC Week, which is absolutely right to do so, but they really felt that Reconciliation Week was more important in terms of that commitment to, you know, work together, that closing the gap, whereas NAIDOC has a little bit of a different meaning for the internal sort of workings of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. So yeah, it was well timed, and we had a great day. We had a great breakfast, and everyone had the most beautiful weather. The sun was shining, and it was just lovely. Wonderful. Yeah. Yes, we had all names on them, and some of them have actually gone missing. But most of them, I guess, you've had a look at. Sort of the mints. This is just a round leaf mint. It's more for cooking, and you can eat it, but it's quite strong. You know, you've tried up our beautiful spinach. This is the bower spinach. This one. This is the mung bean, the berries, the mum berries there on this one. And most of these will be, apart from the salt bush, will be sort of very low lying, and some of them cascade. So we wanted to get some cascading bushes as well.
Over the edge of the box.
Yes, and so this is, of course, my favourite one that I often come out and have a little sample of.
Little nibble. What's that one?
That is the, there's another one the same up here. I always get it confused with the celery and that is the moonflower. So that comes out like, it's almost like a pig face, and but quite edible. Some of these are the, and the spinach, which we had a little sample of before, that's really quite edible. Our spinach. This one is the sea celery, so that's quite nice to eat, that one as well. And this one is the sea Persian. This is a lovely cascading. It's almost a bit like a pig face as well. And they're all eatable. Edible. Yep.
Great. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's very pig face looking, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. This one, and this one, of course, you've had a little look at, is the native leek. So they're nice for salads. The mints, the salt bush here, the miniature salt bush. And some of these look like they're actually not thriving, but this one over here, apparently this will be the showcase of the garden according to one of the, so it's the bush basil, which is this one. It's probably what Lee was looking for before. So that is deciduous, like it comes back up. So it's just starting to come back up now. When I got it, I thought, oh, that looked a little bit unhealthy, but it's coming back.
It is winter. It's
and this one, I don't know what this one's not doing so well, but it's like a, I think it's like an onion, like it's a bush onion. I think. Oh, that's the native lemongrass, that one.
Right.
That's that one.
Are those?
This is the grasses behind, in front of the lovely wooden sculptures. That's what they'll look like.
Yeah, so it was to create a kitchen garden for the residents to use. It was really about having accessibility to outdoor area where they could socialise, enjoy conversation and skills that they would have used at home all the time, and incorporating that into residential aged care.
Great.
To create a kitchen garden where they could use the produce themselves as well was an important criteria. And we had to be able to make it accessible for all abilities.
So how did you do that? I can see you can drive right in here.
Yeah, so a small bit of concrete work just to be able to make a path so they could get in, and also just a few seats and benches so they could sit and garden, or if fatigue kicked in, they could be able to stop, but also enjoy the space.
Yeah.
It's not just a garden.
Yeah. Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
In our community today, and that's to symbolise our elders, past and present. So I put that one on there, really to say thanks to all of our elders that carry that knowledge, the elders that pass that knowledge and information down to our parents, who then pass that down to us. So I always like to start with that one to say thank you to our elders, past and present. The second one that I put on there, that's another really significant one for us, is Winda Mara, and this is the cherry malard, the native cherry. It's from the genus of Hexacarpus. One of two species we find across Winda Mara country, and this one's quite abundant out in the stones, stone country. So have a coastal malard, which is a cool little plant that we find in the dunes, and we can, like our acacias, we can utilise this one for a lot of different really important uses around food, again, medicine.
Okay, friends, we're back, and that's it for today. But that was a great visit. I really enjoyed learning about that and seeing the Indigenous plants that have been put in for the residents at the aged care facility in Heywood. So I hope you enjoyed that as well. I just really like getting out and seeing what local people are doing with gardens and with using gardens and plants to improve people's lives. So thank you for joining us. If you haven't subscribed already, it'd be great if you could subscribe down below. Thank you very much. Share the video, give it a like, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for joining us, friends. See you next time. Hooroo!